I'm Lawrence.
I'm Nick.
Welcome to the Nick and Lawrence Show.
And welcome to our 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you.
Anniversary of our vlog. We're excited because we've been at this for 1 year. I know it doesn't seem like it because we don't look like we've aged at all. We're still the same. But yeah, it's been 1 year and here we are.
Yep.
So we thought on our 1 year episode we would, I think this equals to about, 30, 31 videos that we've posted.
We've got reaction trailers, we've got our normal episodes, and then we've tossed in one or two things.
So we've kept pretty consistent at posting every other week. We actually a little bit more.
Sometimes it gets, like we said back, I think in November when we started this, one of the things that was a highlight in this, as we're talking about anniversary stuff, is we had things during Thanksgiving and Christmas. Sometimes we had health issues or other things come along. So now that we've gotten comfortable with this and we're doing this, we'll let you guys know here or there if you feel like it. But so here we are, 1 year anniversary to our Nick and Lawrence show, and we thought on this episode we would just kind of recap the last year, highlight some of our favorite topics we've talked about, some of the things that are relevant to what we talk about that we've enjoyed over the last year, movies, vacations, and just enjoy the last year. I will say, as we're taping this show, because and normally for this one I think we can do this, but I was looking at things through social media and realized as we're taping this, two big kind of shows from two different networks, Cable and vice versa, kind of aired today. So 47 years ago, Bob Barker came through the doors doing The Price is Right. Of course, now Drew Carey's doing the show today, but 47 years ago he was walking through. And a fun fact that most people don't know about, because Bob was always conscientious of pets, just like Nick has some pets. He always said that, remember to have pets spayed or neuter.
Yep.
And but 47 years ago, the first item in the show, first item up to bid was a fur coat.
A fur coat, huh?
It was a fur coat. Of course, things changed over that time frame, and 47 years ago, no longer do we see furs and anything.
Yeah.
So that was that show, as we're talking. But the other highlight is 30 years ago, a show on Nickelodeon was Eureka's Castle, and that also aired on September 4th. So they're having a bigger milestone.
1989.
1989 with some Magellan and Batley and
I remember watching that show.
A few of those characters.
I think I watched that show with my sister. It was more in her age range demographic, but I definitely remember watching it. They were weren't they puppets?
They were puppets.
Yeah, they were like live action puppets.
Kind of like
Sesame Street. Yeah.
But it was mainly, puppets in a music box with a large giant that wound the clock or wound the music box up and stuff.
Yeah.
Eureka's Castle.
Yeah, we watch that all the time.
I mean, even when you got the younger sibling. Of course, I think I may have been the right target age for that. I mean, I just remember because I was 6 when that happened, and I definitely watched it and liked that show.
Oh, I remember it. Yeah, I watched it. Probably what came on every week, so that is when we had Nickelodeon. So if we had cable,
I think that was one of the channels that you could get free, or it was something you could get even through your rabbit ears if you were lucky, even though it was a cable channel. Because we talked about that in our Nickelodeon thing.
That's right. Yeah, over the air.
Over the air. I mean, I think that they had a way of doing that so you could watch it. It wasn't like the Disney Channel where. That's 30 years ago. Maybe that's why I remember that so well, and because we could get Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Then, because I don't remember a lot of this stuff from the Disney Channel until years later. because you had to pay for that until.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. I think a lot of the stuff for the Disney Channel, I watched. Like the stuff that I watched. Because there was stuff that I watched and there was stuff that my sister watched.
Right.
So the stuff I watched was like Darkwing Duck and DuckTales and Tailspin and in Mickey Mouse Club with like Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and all of that, that era of Mickey Mouse Club. But then my sister would watch things like Winnie the Pooh, the live Winnie the Pooh.
There was Pooh's Corner.
Pooh's Corner, yeah.
Pooh's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Dumbo. They did like I think it was called Dumbo's Circus is what it was called. There was a lot of stuff that was out that came. There was original stuff the year that I was born in '83. So by the time I was 6 or 7, I think I'd heard, saw stuff. And every once in a while when we finally did get cable, Disney Channel was one of those things where it would all of a sudden, if you didn't, you could get Disney for free, and it would all be fuzzy and blurry. And then one day they'd be like, "Oh, today we're going to let you know that you can get this, and here's the toll-free number and how to get it." And then by the
I remember that.
Well, and for a long time you would have that,
like trial,
and the trial run, and then by the early 2000s, about 18, 19 years ago, I think was when Disney just became part of. The majority of channels you could get through cable. Yeah. So that kind of changed. But on a day when they were trying to do the trial run, I saw a lot of the shows that were, 10 years old. By the time I was 10 or 11. Yeah. They were, already starting to age. But that's where I learned about Under the Umbrella Tree and Welcome to Pooh's Corner and Dumbo's Circus, and there was like a lot of these Canadian shows made for the Disney Channel kind of shows that. We were getting, even then we were getting remakes of classics of Walt Disney's stuff in the 80s and 90s. And we've hit that a couple of times where we talked about remakes, and DuckTales has got their new remake, which is a favorite of my nephew's. He likes the new stuff, and he always asks me, "Are you going to get the old stuff from when you were a kid?" Yeah. Someday I do.
I've watched a couple episodes of the new one, and the old one is.
I like the old one better.
Way better,
The blue suit looks better on Donald than the black.
Yeah.
What they were thinking, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So, since we're talking about like anniversaries and the last year and all this, kind of stuff that we've really focused on in this vlog, what was your highlight over the last year?
Highlight.
And actually, before we get into that. What was your highlight over the last year? So if you subscribe to our channel and you like our videos and you've watched our videos, let us know in the comments below what you enjoyed the most from the videos we posted so far. And if you haven't liked our videos or you haven't subscribed to our channel, now's your chance. So please subscribe to this channel. Just a little friendly reminder, and once you do, click that bell for notifications so we can be notified of our new videos. And as always, like our videos and leave comments so we know what we're doing right, what we could improve on, and what do you think? What was your favorite? Give me like top 5 highlights from the last year.
Let's see.
Of our videos.
Well, we've done several Disneyland Parker videos. Those have been some favorites. I think our highlight was from our 5th video in was probably the time we invited Matt Corley with us, and we talked on plastic stuff for television or video game consoles and different things. That was fun.
That was fun.
I think our early video from when we started the series, when we talked about Back to the Future, I think that was definitely a fun one to talk about. Definitely as we go forward, because we just recently did a trailer reaction to the new Tom Hanks Won't You Be My Neighbor. That's going to be good, and we'll, as we get to Thanksgiving week, we'll definitely, Nick and I, hopefully we'll get to see that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's the newest one, but so I think that's 4. 4. So one more. Let's see. Trying to think.
One more.
There's
a lot to choose from.
I think looking at going through and seeing how the Toy Story movie, that one, another more newest one from this year that we've done.
Yeah. Well, some of mine are the same. I liked our Back to the Future one.
Yeah.
That one was fun, and that was one of our early ones.
Early ones, yeah.
Early videos. And so I liked the Back to the Future one. I liked the video we did on Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
And then subsequently we did one on Mickey's birthday. So Mickey's 90th birthday, we talked about kind of Mickey Mouse and then also Mickey Mouse Club in 2 different videos. So I liked those. And I liked the video we did on Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
And so that was before the new Mary Poppins Returns came out. And you want to know what we thought about that movie, go check out our video review on that one.
Yeah.
That one's been out for a while. It actually just came out on video. And I watched it the other night, and I liked it. I think I liked it more the second time. Yeah, I don't know, because I could focus more on it, and the songs are fun, and I enjoyed it. But so I think that's 4, and then probably the one we did on. Well, we've done a few on Walt Disney Treasures,
right?
But
which
I liked.
Because it's the one this is the one we haven't shown. Maybe we'll get to that.
That's for the future. That's Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, but I like the one we did on Disney, on the Walt Disney.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Walt Disney one, and the
I
opening
think,
of Disneyland.
Yeah, so we kind of covered most because that was our 3rd episode where we kind of looked over them. But as time has gone on, like Nick and I have talked about, we always try to go and
we've dived into them.
Got to really dive into things that we
dived into the Annette Funicello one,
right,
and the Spin and Marty.
And things that Nick didn't see.
No, I didn't know.
That were on even reruns of the Disney Channel up until 2001, 18 years ago.
Well, and if you recall from one of our videos, we talked about Davy Crockett and how there was a tie-in to Back to the Future.
Right.
That was kind of fun. And then also, I think in our Back to the Future episode, if I recall, there were talks when they were making the movie of it starting off with Disney.
Right.
Now, and this might be, and I actually heard this from one of the co-producers or writers of Back to the Future, and he currently kind of is not the owner, but he kind of facilitates the viewing of the DeLorean, the one that they commissioned the DeLorean to be completely restored, and a couple guys did that, and they take it around, and they take it at conventions and Comic-Cons and stuff. And so he was talking about the beginnings of Back to the Future and how I don't know, you probably know this, but they weren't able to. It was Zemeckis, who was the creator of it, right? Robert Zemeckis.
And producer Bob Gale.
Yeah, so it was Bob Gale that was talking. So he was one telling the story about how they couldn't get anybody to finance the movie.
Right.
And they went to different studios, and nobody wanted it.
And somebody said, take it to Disney, take it to Disney.
So they took it to Disney, and Disney said, no way! Because I think there was a scene, it was incest. It was the scene.
Mother and Marty, it was Lorraine and Marty. The scene and the scene you got that kid and the girl in the car. And
the scene where Marty's mom, when he goes back into the past in 1955, his mom hits on him. So they're like, we can't show that. And so Disney passed on it, and they got it. What was it, Universal? Eventually Amblin.
Well, Amblin.
So Steven Spielberg.
But they said we're not going. But the other part of that story is that they weren't going to go to their friend Steven at first because every picture they had done with him or used his name bombed at the box office in a way. So they just said Steven Spielberg presents.
Yeah.
And Robert Zemeckis says, well, I'll direct the next decent script. And in fact, I'm wondering, when they started making Back to the Future, because something tells me that Disney's counterpart for adult films was not in production or established yet, because Touchstone Pictures is the,
like Touchstone Pictures, so they're like adult video,
adult content,
So like, just for example, Touchstone Pictures had I think Pretty Woman, right?
No, Splash, I think.
Splash. So they had a movie like
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a Touchstone picture,
and also Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but they were, borderline. Don't take the kids to it.
Yeah, like PG-13.
Or even further than that, and we won't go into that. But
yeah, so that's an interesting little tidbit if you didn't know that about Back to the Future and Disney.
I think Touchstone could have had great aspect for Back to the Future, but I don't think it was invented when they went the first time around.
No, I think it worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the latest. I don't do spoiler really. Well, at this point, yeah.
You know what? They're from the future.
So, I'm not talking about Back to the Future. I'm talking about Stranger Things.
Okay.
So, last season of Stranger Things, one of the scenes they were in the movie theater, and Back to the Future 1 had just come out, and everybody it was in 3D, I think. Right. The old 3D where the blue and the red.
Right.
I think they were wearing 3D glasses. I think maybe I don't remember, but I vaguely recall. But I know that in the latest episode or latest season of Stranger Things, they showed Back to the Future, and everybody was like, "Wow, this is amazing." So that was kind of fun.
Stranger Things is definitely a fun,
throwback
80s throwback
nostalgia.
The first time I saw Stranger Things, it was kind of reminded me of the Goonies.
The Goonies, yeah.
I like the one guy with the curly hair and the
Dustin.
In fact, it's funny because Sesame Street has done their own parody on Stranger Things called Sharing Things.
Nice.
So they've got, I think, Cookie Monster's in the sketch. I think Ernie's in the sketch. Ernie plays the curly-haired kid from Stranger Things.
I can see that. How funny. That's cool. Well, what else? What else over the last year?
Well, I know that
a few more things.
Yeah, a few more things. I guess I went to, we didn't get a chance to talk about it. This summer's kind of been really, really, busy because I had the opportunity of kind of going from coast to coast within months behind each other.
Mm-hmm.
So in June, I went off to Disneyland and got to see some really cool, fun things. I didn't know that I was going at the time that, just like our 1 year anniversary, the Matterhorn and the bobsled. Mm-hmm. And the Nemo ride, which wasn't the Nemo ride 60 years ago, all of those rides opened at Disneyland, and I just happened to be, at Disneyland. Picked a good time. I mean, I had totally forgotten that it was an anniversary thing, but I've, throughout my lifetime, I've now officially, been to Disneyland at all 4 seasons of the years. I've been at Christmas time. I've been in the spring. I've, been to Disneyland in the summertime.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I've got pictures, and this picture I think is my favorite of me. Like we had talked about in one of our highlighted videos when we talked about Disneyland was the e-ticket, and here I am in this picture of me holding a e-ticket, a very large e-ticket.
Yeah, and actually speaking of the e-ticket, when did we talk about it in one of our last episodes? I went to the Walt Disney Family Museum.
Yeah.
Did we mention it? I don't know if we mentioned it.
You know what? We haven't talked about your trip to Walt Disney. I mean,
we talked about one you did.
Well, we've been all, like I said, we've been all over the map traveling and stuff. You've gone to Paris. You went to San Francisco.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh. And
the Paris is one thing, but the Walt Disney Family Museum, just real quick on that. I went just a couple weeks ago, and in one of the displays, it was actually in a Disneyland display at the very end of the kind of the walk through of the museum. They have a display of e-tickets,
right,
and all the different kind of e-tickets they've had over the years, and cool different things they've done. So that, and the what it's called, ticket books,
right,
and the admission books.
Right.
So that it's not like you get a fast pass now and your tickets on your phone and
right.
stuff like that. But it was pretty cool. And like you said, I did go to Disneyland Paris, which is obviously quite an opportunity when we went to Europe. But and this might sound maybe a little snobbish of me, but it was great. It was an awesome. It was Disneyland. It was a Disneyland experience for sure. But I still feel like I didn't go to Disneyland this year because I didn't go to the Anaheim one. It's just a completely different experience. It's like I've never been to Disney World. I've been to obviously Disneyland Paris, but
Yeah.
something about Disneyland Anaheim just makes you feel like this is where it all started,
Well,
right?
it's
Like
the
this is
original.
Walt.
Well, like I've always, when I look at everything I do here in California, the thing that's nice is having Disneyland. Disneyland has become, and I'm not, for me being a huge Disney fan, because it's so far away for me to get there, it's nice to have the Disney Family Museum so close to home that it's become, Disneyland has kind of become number two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to have the museum and have a traditional Walt Disney thing done by a living relative of Walt's to be in my own backyard 3 hours away.
Well, not living anymore.
Well, she passed away in 2000, about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
It was created by his family, so
Right.
like it is literally the Walt Disney Family Museum, and
Right.
I think it's still run by her daughter.
well,
It's run by now there's a foundation that
Yeah.
pretty much runs
I'm
it.
trying to think because I know that he had 5 grandkids. I think it's all daughters and a grandson. But he had Walt had 5 grandkids that were all Diane Millers. I think they had an adopted relative that passed a long time ago. But his biological daughter Diane, who passed away 6 years ago, right after the movie Saving Mr. Banks, she established that in 2009. I think I actually went there before she had passed away. So we had been there a couple of times. Prior to that, I went with a friend or something. So I'd been there prior to her death. So
Well, and her husband, who knew Walt Disney, also obviously,
famous football player.
yeah, he just died this year.
Oh, okay.
I think it was February.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So he actually carried it on after she died, and
Right.
was in charge of the museum, and so he just died. And yeah, I when I went there, I subscribed to their membership, and they sent me a newsletter, like a little booklet, and there was one that was commemorating him,
Right.
because he just died. But yeah. It's like we've always said, Walt Disney Family Museum is like Disneyland in Northern California
Right.
without the rides.
But
And-
I mean, you still because, and the thing is that I love the story that she talks. She said she could have written it in book format, and I think that's one of my favorite things is that she tried to live up to what her dad did. And the thing that's cool about it is while you can't do, like they've got trains from his backyard and things like that you can't ride on. It's still, in my opinion, you get to see attractions in the museum that have to be behind plate glass. But I still like it. And the other thing that I like, if they were still doing it, I think they are, was one of my favorite highlights about that place was going into this really nice theater and seeing old classics of the movies. And
I just
I
got
think
an email yesterday or today. So they're showing, I don't know, I think they're showing a documentary. They're focusing on, for this month, for September, they're focusing on the Walt's nature videos. But then next month for Halloween, they're going to be showing a Hocus Pocus in the theater. And then I think in November, maybe it's Bambi or something like that.
I'm sure we're going to get, and I know for a couple of the times we've done this, what they've done Lady and the Tramp as a Christmas. They did one where they were trying to do how Walt got into Christmas and stuff. But there's so many great things that were done in the summer or the winter time that become Christmas. Lady and the Tramp, obviously, to me, because of its storyline, is a Christmas movie, even though it was released in like June of '55.
Yeah.
Because the storyline starts with getting the lady in the hat box, and then they end the story back at Christmas time at the end of the film. So sorry if we've spoiled that for you in case you haven't. And then of course I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to. I've heard this wild rumor that they're doing this remake.
Yeah, but it's only going to be on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
So that's not going to go. It's not going to go to the theaters, but they're doing a Lady and the Tramp live action with real dogs. That's going to be on Disney Plus, which actually starts November 12th.
Right.
There was a deal that I passed up on because I couldn't justify it, but it was good for some people. I don't know. I'm sure people maybe let us know if you took part in this, but if you're a D23 fan and you're a D23 member. They had an offer where you could subscribe to Disney Plus. You could pre-subscribe to Disney Plus for 3 years at like $140. So it ended up being less than $4 a month,
Right.
which I think when it comes out, it's going to be about $6 a month for the streaming service. So it was a pretty good savings, but you had to pay the $140 at once.
Right.
And I'm like, well, who knows what Disney Plus is going to be like in 3 years. So I don't know if it'd be worth it, but I passed it up. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing what Disney Plus has, and they're going to have some new content like Lady and the Tramp, and then it's going to be kind of a springboard for some other stuff. Like they've got, their live actions that they're doing, Mulan, Little Mermaid, and we just found out at, from the D23 Expo that they're doing a live action. It's not a remake, but it's from the villain's perspective of 101 Dalmatians. Okay. So it's called Cruella. Yeah. And I think that's going to be interesting. I don't even know if I want to see it, but because Cruella de Vil was, she's a villain, but she was a villain because she stole and killed puppies for their fur. Right. And I don't want to know. I don't know if I want to know her backstory. It's kind of like Maleficent. But I don't know.
But Disney definitely has been figuring ways to get newer audiences. My nephew just introduced me to, I think, 3 Disney Channel. I think these are like originals, but they're called Descendants. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, those have been around for a while.
Well, there's a new one that came out in
Descendants 3.
Descendants 3, and I'm like, oh, this is, and it took me a while. I'm gonna have to go back because we only watched Descendants 3, and it helps. A lesson learned is it helps you if you watch the first 2 and know
who they are,
what's going on. Because I get into it, I'm like, oh, I recognize characters like the Beast and Belle, and their costumes are so original and timeless from the Tale as Old as Time scene.
Right.
This is how people remember Beauty and the Beast, as the Beast was in his, blue and yellow suit, and Belle was in her yellow dress. And of course, a little fun fact about the Beast is his name is Prince Adams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we've covered quite a lot.
Quite a lot
in our 1 year special. So. Yeah, let us know what you thought. Give us some of your highlights, some of the favorite things that you've maybe seen from our videos or just over the last year, some of your favorite Disney, Nickelodeon, nostalgia stuff, and let us know in the comments.
Yep. So I'm Lawrence.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you next time.